Right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I think there are a lot of interest today to present your assignments. So I will make it short. My announcements today assignments. I think Mr. Menek would have shared with you assignment presenters list. Shanaka will start. Then Nuwan Ekanayaka, Dilani Sisirangani, Prarthana De Silva, Gamini Gurusingha, Chulanga Senadira, Claudette Rajaratna, and Lakmali Fernando. And all of you are in group 3. So I'm starting with group 3 because today is for group 3 day. And there are about 5 who have not submitted their assignments, so I have not included them in the presentation list. Then the group 1, we have a few people who have not presented. I think we'll give them a last chance, if not today, another day. Subhashini Bandara, Ayanta Piris, Shalindri Muraliyage, and Gayantika Hasanji Ellavala. From group 2, Purani Samaratunga and MIM Iman. Right. So today we have from group 3 8 people. Be mindful of the time and try to maximum we'll go 15. I will stop you about maximum 10 minutes of your presentation. Then we'll take 5 minutes of discussion. And if it can be shorter, better. Then I have another announcement. Next Tuesday. What is next Tuesday? Date is 4th of
Fourth.
yeah, 4th of May, Mr. Aravind Pereira, present chairman, present managing director of Royal Ceramic and former managing director of Sampath Bank, will share his project finance experience with all of you. Okay, so don't miss it. And we had a chat and he confirmed today. Right, now, Shanaka, you can start.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, can.
Uh,
Very nice screen.
Thank you, sir. Today I'm going to present the pre-feasibility project study of Aluthoya Mini Hydro project. We are going to discuss the project under 4 main topics: project concept and the environment, market and plant capacity, project cost, and financial feasibility. Project concept. Usage of renewable energy sources for the electricity generation is considered as green or sustainable initiative, which is highly encouraged by the global sustainability initiative as well as the Sri Lankan government as an alternative to the coal-based power plants, which leads to an array of socio-economic problems, including the environmental degradation. In line with the government initiative, the Aluthoya Mini Hydro Power Project is proposed in Yatiyanthota, Kegol District, Sabaragama Province, approximately 80 km east from Colombo. The proposed hydropower station is runoff river plant and will have an installed capacity of 1 megawatt. Power production per year will be 4,000 gigawatt hours. In this project report, 3% energy loss, 10% grid failure, and 2 machines of reaction and impulse type is considered. Catchment area of the intake is 10.72 square kilometers and mainly covered by thick forest called Yakdesa. The cost of the project will be around 300 million, considering an exchange rate of 200 USD to LKR. Aluthoya Hydropower Private Limited will build, own and operate the power station. That is about the project concept. If you move on to social and environmental impact, as there are no major constructions, housing or irrigational sites, the project will have limited adverse environmental impact. The major impact will be the change in flow regime in the Aluthoya, diverting part of the flow into the headrace canal. It will also be beneficial to the villagers living closer proximity due to the access road improvements proposed. If you look into the look about the market, power purchase agreement will be signed between the developer and the electricity board, which will ensure the electricity generated will be purchased by the CEB for 20 years and hence ensuring the market. Also, as renewable energy generation is favorably considered by the government and the policy framework is strong, stable market is readily available for the product. If we look into the plant capacity, the expected power generation is around 1 megawatt, as discussed earlier, with the output energy 4,000 gigawatt hours per annum, which is having plant factor of 41.7%. Based on the historical hydrological analysis made by an expert in the field, very conservative plant factor has been reached. In other words, if the plant can run at least 42% of its capacity and the power generation mentioned above and below financial projections, that is IRR, will be possible. If we look into the project cost, this is the project cost table. Large chunk of the project cost will go into the machinery and the construction of wear and the penstock. So altogether it will be 300 million, 1.5 million USD. In the financial feasibility, these are the main aspects considered in the financial feasibility computation. 20-year period is considered as project life based on the agreement between the CEB and the developer. Ceylon Electricity Board is to sign 20-year power purchase agreement with the agreed tariff rate agreement, and the tariff rate has been considered as an income to compute the income. Annual operation and maintenance cost of 5% has been considered. For the project evaluation, tax rate increase up to 14% and tax holiday removal in first 8 years considered. Estimated loan period of 6 years with 1 year grace period considered for the project evaluation purpose. Also the working capital requirement has not been considered as it will not be a lot, so it will be borne by the shareholders of the company. Simple payback period of the project will be 5 years and 4 months. Discounted payback period will be 8 years at required rate of 10%. Internal rate of return of the project is 15%. And it is, as mentioned earlier, it is 5.5 million USD project, and debt and equity will be 60 to 40. And company is expecting 180 million loan from the bank. We hope the proposal will be favorably considered by the bank due to the readily available market, less risk involved, and can be easily allocated out from the green or sustainable lending portfolio of the bank. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shanaka. You made it short and gave all the information. Right.
Thank you, sir.
So, few questions. Hydropower. This area, we used to, when I was at HMB, we did village hydro projects. Where you are, and about 30. That's from your side. There's noise.
Okay. Maybe, sir. Some small noises there.
Okay. So then, and some I heard recently one of our village hydro projects was mini hydro project. Yeah. And that area this is from Ginigathe, not Ginigathe.
It's from Yatianthola, sir.
Yatianthola, you go up, no? You go up on that road. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you been to this site?
No, sir. Actually, this is existing project, and I got it adopted.
Okay. What is the thumb rule project cost? Now you said 1 megawatt, 300 million. No, your project cost. Yeah. So
yes, sir.
Have you heard about thumb rule in hydropower?
sorry, sir.
We used to say, I think those days 1 megawatt was 90 million rupees, right?
Okay, sir.
Now it looks like one megawatt is 300 million. Right?
Yeah.
I will have to check it. And though we believe the renewable energy cost is low, today I was listening, joined the webinar, and it is found it is costly. Mainly solar and wind is costly because you need to have a backup power station to connect to the grid. If the project doesn't generate, mainly solar. Oh, it's they were
Yeah. And rare metals and all that, the solar is little, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Siamala saying it's about 22 rupees, the cost of hydro. What is the rate they are purchasing this in the agreement? The CEB agreement, what is the rate? That is,
I think it's 18. Sir.
18, okay. Yeah, that's the thing. The rates are also little too high. Now CEB, those days CEB gave an agreement and fixed rate. Now CEB is calling tenders and getting lower rates. Now for wind power, they are getting about 11 rupees also, it seems. I was told at that webinar. What is the river going through Kitulgala? That main river? Now you are doing in Malwatu, Aluttoy now?
This is Aluttoy, sir.
Going to fall into what river?
The name I have changed, sir.
Yeah, I know. Kalani river, you see.
Yeah.
Now your project cost, you said about intake canal in your presentation, but your project cost doesn't have intake canal cost at the 4B tank, and you are only saying penstock cost. Why is it?
Sir, it has been incorporated into that, I think.
Normally, it's different things actually. Penstock civil cost, penstock installation cost. No, it is not there. Here and intake cost. Okay. Oh no, it's there maybe missing. Right. So when you copy, you should know what is copying. Now, what is the reason for no working capital?
Sir, the working capital to be borne by the developer. And
no, even to be borne by the developer, you have to include in the project cost.
Yeah, sir. I think I assume that the working capital will be minimal because there's no need to maintain stock and all. So they can immediately start selling.
Yeah. One reason is there is you don't have to store water and keep it. You don't have to buy water. The other reason is your CEB paying you. CEB pays you within 1 month. So that's why working capital is not required. Okay. Now, what is this project acquisition cost? There is second line is project acquisition cost. What is that? So project acquisition cost, I assume, because there are people who develop projects and then sell it, right? So that must be the project acquisition cost. Now you say the project cost increased to 300 million due to sudden devaluation of the US dollar rate. What was the earlier project cost?
Earlier it was assumed 180. 180.
From 180 it goes to 300 million.
No, sir. Dollar USD rate.
No, not USD rate. I am asking what is the project cost earlier. Now you say project cost went to 300 million. Increased. What was the earlier estimate? You have done this at 200 million, 200 rupees a dollar, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. NPV haven't calculated, no?
NPV, no, sir. As amount, no.
Debt service cover ratio?
No, that part, preparation of balance sheet and that part has not been done, sir.
Those are important in project evaluation. Now you go to the bank, and if you don't say the project NPV this, then the project viability is not known, right?
Okay.
The service cover also better. You also calculate. The bank also can check it, but we have to present it. Okay. Thank you, Shanaka. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, next. Next is where is my schedule? Next is Nuwan Ekanayaka. Is Nuwan there? If Nuwan is not there, Dilani Sisirangani. Not like Shanaka. Shanaka joined early today to make his presentation and wanted to do before 7 also. Okay. Prarthana De Silva. We have 20 participants, but we don't have the people who need to present. Gamini in on it. Gamini.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
You
here.
can start.
That's what I said. My project is a very less capital investment. So that this is, I expect to start somewhere in future. Me and my wife doing this project. This is a growing orchid in a greenhouse. That is my project concept. So that you know that orchid is very robust. I mean, very beautiful flower in the world. That good feature is that which is having long-lasting that flower. So that it is much demand having from wedding and those occasions. So let's go to the second one. That is my concept is growing orchid in a greenhouse. That is a concept, and the project location is my own place where it is in Piliandala, somewhere in Suwarapola, which is 2 kilometers away from the town. Mainly, our target market is wedding and the celebrations occasions, mainly in Western province. So the expected, the total cost of this project is 3 million, out of which we are contributing 1.2 million, and we are expecting 1.8 million from the bank. So that the percentage from the banking side is 60%. So these are the overhead of the projects. So mainly the polyhouse is the main the much cost needed for these projects. So that you can see how much it's required. The total size of the project is 5,000 square feet, and expected the plants is 5,000 as well. So that these are the required overhead, like mixed irrigation system, walking flight, floats, and plumbing works. So that when I calculate the project's feasibility financial analysis, the payback period is 3 years and 7 months, and NPV is positive, and the IRR will be the 14.55. So that debt service coverage, when I come to this point, repayment of these projects will be started after 6 months, because 6 months is the why we calculate 6 months. The blooming will start after 6 months only. So the requested loan amount will be 1.8 million, and we assume that rate is 10%. However, as per my understanding, right now the rate is well below. So that total tenor of this loan will be 5 years. So that we will get income from 6 months onward, so that easily we can pay off this loan within the tenor period. So
Okay.
that's my
So when are you going to start it?
hopefully after 5 years, because I expect to only be in Middle East only 5 years. That's my target.
Right, right. Okay. Thank you, Gami. Thank you very much.
Thanks so
Coming
much,
up
sir.
with your own project, and let me know when you are doing well to buy some orchids.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I don't agree with the statement you have mentioned in the paper. Western province, the climatic conditions are extremely adverse and no crops can be grown. Western province, it's Chetkalapya. Now we have dry areas like Anuradhapura, Hambantota. Western province is a good province where you can grow a lot of things. I think.
No, what I mean, sir, because see, it is mainly concerned on my own place, because that temperature is somewhere around 28, 29. And the other thing is that the plot area is very limited. In that area, very difficult to grow anything. That's what I mean, actually. I did not mean entire Western province. I know that somewhere in like Gampaha and those areas is very good for
Yeah.
growing and cultivation process.
Yeah, but your sentence says like that. Western province.
Okay.
And your presentation, your proposal, you should have a cover page. Now, when you go to the bankers, if you have a cover page and you have to make it look better, right?
Yes.
Maybe some orchid flowers like your PowerPoint presentation. This proposal, if you go, then people might think this is not a very good proposal. You have to like show off little bit to get people attracted. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah, then the land area, how much is the land area you are going to use?
It is 5,000 square feet.
Yeah, your land area you don't give in square feet, no? You have to give in
No,
per.
it's something like 7 purchases. That is the available plot in my place.
No,
Vacant.
7 is less than 5,000. 7 is about, if my calculation, about 1,500 is 7. So you have to buy your neighbor's land also to do this.
Yeah.
And then payback, you said, what is the payback?
Payback period is 3 years and 7 months.
3 years, 7 months. You didn't calculate discounted payback, no?
Yes.
Discounted payback, okay, payback is 3 years and 7 months, correct? And then you are saying you have invented a new theory. The IRR is 14.55. Since IRR rate is above the NPV rate, the project is viable. There is nothing like that. Okay, there's no NPV rate as such. What is the rate we are saying when we discount? It's called discount rate or cost of capital, right? You have to say IRR. If it is more than that, then it is viable. When NPV is positive, that means it is IRR is IRR must be more than the cost of capital. But there is no theory called IRR rate is above the NPV rate. So NPV is an amount, okay, and there is no NPV rate as such. Right. Okay. I think you have done very well while very busy outside the country, and so we go to the next one. Okay, Gavin. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So next presenter, if available, stop sharing, Gavin. Chulanga Senadira. Is Chulanga there?
Yes, actually, I'm unable to share my screen. Can I email it to you?
Okay, okay. You have my email address, no?
No, sir. Can I get that?
PIYAL.
Okay.
45. You can, yeah, right. Okay. After you, your friend is doing it, no? This is no. Okay. PIL 4513
4513
at gmail.com.
All right. I will email it, and shall I do the next after next one?
Okay, right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Claudette, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please share your presentation and start. Very different project is going to present to us. Right. Post that message and right. Very good. Start project. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm here to do the presentation of a retail store proposal for the expansion of a retail store, which is a Somerset Retail Private Limited, which is a medium scale related business located in Mala Bay facing the main road. This business was established in 2016 as a small grocery shop and currently operating as a medium scale store. Currently, the store provides fresh vegetables, fruits, and other grocery items. And the project concept is expansion of capacity with a diversified range of products. The company. The company intends to increase the capacity to provide services to more customers with added services. The proposal is intended to increase the store capacity by constructing an extension to the current store, then increase the diversity of the products, and introduce a new IT system for sales, checkout, inventory control, and for the recording of business transactions. The business is struggling to meet the rapidly increasing demand in this region. As a result of that, losing the opportunity to gain more customer base. So I did a SWOT analysis for this, where the strengths are the location of the business, experienced staff and management, the goodwill of the business and loyalty of customers, quality products, supply relationships. Then the weaknesses are the inadequate store capacity, lack of parking space, lack of technology, and lack of capital for further expansion. The opportunities are the increasing population of the area, development of new private organizations, and relocations of public institutions closer to the business premises. The threats are the current restrictions on imports, a possibility of new entrants to the market to create competition. Currently, the profit after tax has increased by 28% in 2019 to 2020, and the total assets of the business as at 31st of March 2020 was over 6.2 million. Net profit ratio for the year 2019-2020 was 39.5% and currently have over 1.8 million in fixed deposits. To expand the store capacity to cater increasing demand in the region, we have calculated the cost of the expansion, which is purchase of land next to the business premises. It's 3 million. Purchase of motor vehicle, 2 million. Construction cost is 2.2 million. New IT system 1.2 million and other costs for 100,000, where the total budget cost comes to 8.5 million. Then the total cost of the project expected to finance through the following, that is through the equity of the business 1 million, additional capital investment by the owner 2.5 million, and the bank loan requested is for 5 million to be paid in 5 years. So that's the proposal, sir. And considering the healthy financial conditions and the system significant increase in sales, we hope that this proposal will meet us with your valued approval.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claudette. Assume I am the bank asking questions. I think your SWOT analysis is excellent. Right? I think you have done it very well. And I thought you are having that project concept thing as a slide. That's why I wanted you to move the slides. You have less slides, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then in the project cost, you are having 1.8 million now, no, with in the fixed deposit or something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can use it. No, you are now using only 1 million to the equity of the business. So that you maybe keep it for a rainy day. The balance 800,000.
Yeah.
Then where are these financial projections?
I mentioned it in the proposal.
No, you don't. Profit and loss statement and that is past financials. Now, when you do a project, you have to give future projections, cash flow, and the NPV, IRR. You didn't calculate that, no?
Calculated NPV and IRR, sir, but then the cash flow, all the sales are done by cash. So
Yeah.
because of that, yeah.
The sales are done by cash is very good because you get the cash. So you have to do it for maybe 5 years because you're asking for a loan for 5 years. Cash flow for 5 years based on the expansion. Now it is land you're buying next to your business premises in Malabit for 3 million. What is the extent of land?
It's 15 purchase.
15 purchase means about how much? 200,000. 200,000. Yeah. Can you buy 200,000 a purchase land in Malabit?
No, not at present.
So you have to think of practical aspects also. Or you can rent it out. Maybe you rent it out, and your cost also will be less. But then you can, then your security, you'll have to do something else. Right? I think you can improve by doing the financial projections. Your idea is good. This is your own idea, I think. No? Is it?
That's right, sir.
So maybe you can start after you retire from Ceylon Bank.
Hopefully.
Okay, Claudette, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Next, I think we are having Shulanga, no?
Yes, I emailed it to you. I don't know whether you have received.
Let me check. Oh. Your other name, Charunaka Senadi.
Yes.
Charunaka Senadi. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Then go ahead. Suran
Green,
Senadiyar. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Greenland Private Limited is a housing loan project at Giliandal area, and its content is uh, executive summary, that is introduction on the senior management, past performance, financial highlights, proposed project, and finally the funding requirement. Introduction. Greenland is a well-known brand in Sri Lanka, having a vision to provide lands and housing solutions for the middle and upper class citizens. The company is directed under the leadership of Mr. K.L. Fernando being the chairman and Mr. Rohan Ratnayak being the managing director. The company was incorporated in 2012. During the past, the company has successfully completed land and housing projects in many parts in the island, mainly in Western Province. If you talk about the directors or the founders of the company, Mr. K.L. Fernando is a very successful businessman with many years of experience. He is the chairman of the company, also the main shareholder. He has solid business interests in many industry segments, such as land sales, restaurants, jewelry, constructions, estates, letting of commercial buildings on rent, name a few. He is a well-known, reputed businessman, especially in Negombo area. And if you talk about the Mr. Rohan Ratnayak is the managing director, CEO of the company, and the co-shareholder. He is a dynamic marketer by profession and had worked in many leading companies in the sales and marketing field. He holds a master's in business administration degree also in UK, University of Technology. If you talk about the past performance of the company, actually some of the land sale projects completed by the company are something around 7 projects so far, totaling to 375 million. And also there are 4 ongoing projects that is totaling to 450 million worth of project values. And also there are 4 housing projects just completed, totaling to 600 million. And there are 2 housing projects ongoing that is totaling to 110 million. If you talk about the financial highlights of the company, 2018 to 2020, the company recorded growth in terms of annual sales during the past 3 years. The company has recorded a healthy profit margin during the year 2020, which is 15%. The company land hold has been continuous growth during the period. The gradual increase in land sales could be recorded since the company had a good stock of lands at present. If you talk about the proposed project, the company is proposing a land and housing project in a highly residential area in Giliandala city. Project is a gated community housing project for an affordable price for the middle class and upper class citizens, and the price range is 10 million with an extent approximately 10 per unit. That is, the location is Giliandala, very close to the town, that is 1.5 kilometers away. The total land extent would be 580 purchase. Number of units, that is 60. The purchase price of the land 175 million, and there's a development cost also that is about 55 million. The project type rated as gated community housing project with 60 units of 2-story houses. Facilities, basically parking facilities, 24-hour security, gymnasium, play area, similarly jogging track, like that. The projected sales total, that would be 600 million. Cost of the land, including development cost, that is 230 million. Projected total cost of the construction, that is housing units, that is 240 million. So after all, expected gross profit, that is would be 130 million. The unit sale price, that is housing 60 unit, that one unit 10 million. Project to be started from May 2021. The project period 2 years from the project date launch. If you talk about the cash inflow, mainly customer have to initially pay 40% of the property value. That is mainly something around per unit 4 million. Thereafter, installment payment should be done by the customers according to the payment plan given in our sales and purchase agreement. The funding requirement to part finance purchasing land and development cost. The amount required, that is 150 million. The repayment period, including grace period, that is 2 years. Collateral would be basically the mortgage over the land in favor of the bank. That is my presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Shulanga. I have a few questions now. Is everything ready to start the project?
Yes, except the loan.
Except the loan, yeah, but then the land you have identified and signed an agreement.
Yes, directly purchasing the land with the cover. That is
Purchase the land, you need the loan. No?
basically yes.
Right. Okay, I think yesterday I was listening to Prime Residencies. They are going public. Right? They are one of the biggest developers in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
And they are going to offer about 20% to the public in a share issue, 10 rupees and 40 cents. And they were saying why they are good, because they hand over apartments on time. Then they have they promise what they promise they give, right? So that is, in this industry, it is very important that you identify good locations, right? And they say they have experience in identifying good locations and negotiating and buying at a good rate. And that's why Prime has so many apartment projects. I think they have done about 40 or 60 to my knowledge. Right. Then Shulanga, I have a few questions for you. Now, when you give these statistics, there is some of the land sales projects, you have project location, number of lots, extent, project value. You have to give how many lots you have sold, and what is the sale price, or what is the income from that. Right? So project value is income or the cost? Yeah.
Project value, that is income.
Income, no? Right. Okay, if you can give the cost and in the profit also, that's good, because most of these locations, you don't sell everything. You can't sell everything. There are some plots that no one is going to buy. Even Prime was saying that they have about 5% of their lots not sold, right? Or the buildings. Some of the ongoing land sale projects, 375. There are also ongoing projects, number of lots, extent, project value. Better to give the estimated project cost. Okay. Then the bank will know whether you are making money or not. Okay?
Actually, sir, this ongoing projects, the project value means there is a projected cash inflow, total sales.
Yeah, total sales, but we should know what is the expenses. Total sales is 249. You are not getting 249 million. You have to spend on the land and these are land projects. So what you spent on the land, development of the land, that cost you should mention. Then the bank will know how much net profit you have gained or going to have net cash flow. So some of the housing projects also, you need to give that. Now here you are giving the total sale value, I think,
Yes.
but you have to give the cost of the project and then the net income or the net cash flow. And it is better if you can give flow areas also. Now houses, people like to know what size of houses they are sold.
Okay.
Land, total land extent you are given, total number of houses also given. If it is per house, what is the flow area? That is also the information which is required. Right? Then you have two projects, ongoing projects. So article and article is in Piliyandala. Is it?
Article. Okay, there's a place close article also in Piliyandala. This is something somewhere else.
Yeah, it's passing Dampe article is that area. No? There was a minister those days from that area called article.
Yes.
Okay. And then what is the land bank they are having? When any developer, they should have a land bank, because when you complete a project, you have another project going. But here you have not mentioned anything about the land bank. Because sometimes the problem with this type of developers is when they are doing a project, they are going and buying land with the sales receiving. So they can't complete the project because they need to, when they complete one like working capital, you need to have another project, another land to develop. Right? Okay, but I think in your case maybe this project is a big project, so must be that. Then in this project, proposed project cost, you have purchase price 175 million. What is the purchase price? Is land purchase price?
Yes.
Then again, cost of the land 230 million. What is that?
That is including development cost.
Okay, 175 million you will buy the land and then develop it is 230 million, right?
Yes.
So your total cost of construction 240, then 570, 470, 130 is the profit. Yeah. Then you are saying in 580 purchase, you are constructing 60 houses and each unit has 10 perch. Can't happen that way. No? Because if even it is 600 purchase, you can't have 60 lots. 60 lots at 10 perch because you need to have roads, all the other infrastructure. So it should be less than that. Right?
Less than that. Yes.
And the land, now you have to mention here, even here, what is the house, the flow area of a house? Is it a two-storied house, single-story house, right?
Yes. Two-story I mentioned somewhere else. Project type is a two-story, but flow area was not mentioned.
Yeah, flow area. Then only the bank will know. The bank can calculate what is the cost. Now you are selling for 10 million. It is very good price if the flow area is. We don't know the flow area. No? Right. I think that you know. Is this customer's project or your project?
Actually, half mine based on customer's project.
Right. Okay. Okay, Chulang. Well done.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Who is next? Lakmali, you are ready, no?
Yeah, I have emailed the proposal to you, sir, because I can't share it here.
Our proposal is for the installation of a commercial scale rooftop solar project at Factory Premier Packaging Private Limited, which is well known by its brand, specializing in corrugated and flexible packaging, and also having international exposure and serving to industries such as tea, garments, and agriculture.
Okay.
So now we are intending to set up a rooftop. Sorry?
No, you showed a picture. Is that the factory? Is it? We didn't see it really.
Yes, that's my
Okay.
factory. Yes. So, so we are intending to set up a commercial scale rooftop solar project to generate and sell energy to the Sri Lankan grid. So this would be incorporated through the Net Plus scheme, and which is an initiative of the CEB. And the project will have a capacity of 2.9 megawatts. And as per the regulations, we will be entering into a power purchase agreement with the CEB for a period of 20 years. Since this is technology intensive project, we will be onboarding a technical partner that is also a reputed company in the field named Heliogen. They are specializing in designing, supply, installation, and maintenance of large-scale commercial rooftop solar projects. So then, in addition to the setting up of the project, we will also be onboarding them for the maintenance of the project throughout the entire period of 20 years. And the project components would be the main components would be the photovoltaic panels and inverters, which would be sold from reputed Chinese manufacturers. And we have estimated the project cost to be about 275 million, and we are hoping to fund it by 80% debt, and 20% would be provided by us through equity. And the proposed loan period is 5 years, including a grace period of 6 months. So we are offering the project assets, that is the solar panels and the related equipment, as collateral for the proposed loan. So if we go into why we are proposing this type of project, Sri Lanka has a very high solar potential, being closer to the equator and all, and also it has a very good photovoltaic solar potential. So we have identified that we can benefit in mainly 3 ways by installing this. As a responsible corporate citizen, we are also targeting towards green projects, and we are hoping to reduce our carbon footprint by going into solar energy. And also industrial electricity rates are very high, so we are hoping to reduce our production costs also from this project. And also we would be adding value to our project as a green business, so that we would have an advantage, especially in the international markets. So going into the technology, this is a straightforward project where so light from the sun is captured from the solar projects and then converted into an electric current, and then would be converted to alternating current from the inverter, and would be supplied to the electrical grid. So then Sri Lankan government is very supportive of solar energy, where they have induced this recent approach of Surya Bala Sangramaya, where they have three main categories under which energy systems can be installed, and the most popular one is the Net Plus scheme, which we are also proposing, where we get a fixed tariff of 22 rupees per unit for the first 7 years in operation, and thereafter the tariff would be 15.5. And so since this generated electricity will be sold to the CEB, we do not require a detailed market analysis or marketing plan, since we have an established customer after we execute the power purchase agreement. So as per the calculations, the plant is expected to generate about 4.3 gigawatt hours in the first year of operations, with a reasonable plant factor of 16.5%. And we will be installing these panels in the roofs of our existing factory premises at Horana. So provided from reputed suppliers in China, with would be sourced from Chinese manufacturers who are the leaders in supplying solar related equipment to the global industry with product warranties. And this is a renewable project. Now, unlike other renewable projects like hydro, wind and biomass, these do not require intensive approvals. So what we need at the start is the letter of intent or the LOI from the local authority, and thereafter after installation of the panels, we would be connecting the project to the national grid. So this
you said LOI from a local authority. Who is that?
Local, that is the CEB.
CEB, yeah. Local authorities, what you say, municipal council, all those, you don't need their approvals. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. True. So as per the operation and as per the agreement entered into with Heliogen, which is the EPC contractor, we would be paying them upfront 80%, and after the construction, we'll be paying them 20% of the project cost.
You pay upfront, you say?
And since the maintenance, yes, 80%.
Okay. But you have said in the paper, not
since the operation.
After completion of the installation, you are paying 80%. Now you said upfront. What is the correct?
Yes, sorry. Completion of the solar installation. Now, why I said upfront was since we will be opening the letter anyway, whatever the balance amount will be.
Okay, right. Go ahead. Sorry for disturbing.
That's all.
That's all.
Okay, sir.
So according to the financing plan.
Then operation. I'm just coming to that, sir.
Okay, right. Okay.
It's there. So project cost is we have estimated it to be 275 million, which would be funded by 80% debt. And as per the financial projections carried out, this can be comfortably paid off in 5 years. And I have estimated a 16.5% plant factor, and then the IRR. Sir, I'm afraid I have made a mistake there. I have, for the first 7 years, I have used 22, and thereafter I have to reduce to 15.5, but I have missed it, so it should be corrected as IR should be corrected as 17%, and the estimated payback period is 10 years, okay. 9 to 10 years.
Right.
So this is the implementation schedule. It is about 5 to 6 months.
In your project proposal, you have said the payback period is 1 year. 11.4. You are saying the simple payback.
1 year. That should be 10 years. So that's a typing mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a typing mistake.
Right.
Yeah.
Can they complete in 3 months? The project, you have said 3 months, commencing on 1st of May and completing end of August, May, June, July, August, 4 months.
Yes.
So,
4 months. Solar panels would.
Tomorrow is your financial closure.
Sorry?
Tomorrow is your financial closure.
Yes.
So you are coming today.
Yes, tomorrow.
For a loan tomorrow.
I had prepared this in early April. That's why.
Okay, okay, Subhashini. I think you sent it early, but you didn't have time. You didn't come to make a
Yeah.
decision. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Very good,
Yes.
going for renewable energy projects. This is your own proposal, or you have got from customers' proposal? This.
This model I have seen replicated quite a few times.
Okay.
So the project is, of course, it's a made-up project.
Okay, right, very good. Net Plus, no Net Plus.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, how do you, now
Thank you.
you are saying that you are going for the Net Plus project. Now you can stop presenting.
Yeah.
You say you are going for a Net Plus project. What is the Net Plus project? Explain to me.
Yes. Net Plus scheme is, I'll explain this in the proposal. So we generate electricity and we sell to the grid, and we would be paid for all the units generated by the solar system, and the electricity bill would be separate.
Right, yeah. That is, you pay electricity separately and you get income from the roof separate, right?
Yeah.
Then what you say, as the demand for energy rises and events beyond putting unnecessary steps, install your own solar power can reduce or eliminate the exposure to rising electricity rates. How do you do that?
Yes. If we have the capacity and if we generate enough electricity, we can match the cost of our entire electricity bill.
No, but this is
That's what I mean.
no, this is different thing. You sell to the CEB and you buy from CEB, so it will not hedge against the buying rate. Okay, so because if you are using it and then selling the balance, then it is okay. But here you are selling full amount and buying from, so you are not actually reducing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, now we are paying, the CEB paying 20 rupees for 8 years, no? 7 years. And you know what is the average charge from household tariff? 1750. So CEB losing a lot of money on this on these projects.
Yes. Yes.
Now, what is the size of the project capacity?
2.9 megawatts.
You know, 2.9 megawatt. How much roof you need for 2.9 megawatt? How much roof area you need? I think there must be a small mistake, because to do 1 megawatt land-based thing, you need 5 acres. Okay, one megawatt solar project on land, right? It needs 5 acres. I don't think you can have roofs to do 2.7, right? So you'll have to check that and come back to the bank with correct figures, right?
Okay. Okay.
Then so, and you have got 2022 debt service cover 1.2. How did you get it?
2022 debt service cover. Since we would be commencing electricity generation after about 6 months.
Right.
That is, now this is
no, but you have not given the cash flows was to check that, no? For interest and depreciation 42.23, 42.22. So where's the loan repayment? Okay. Maybe you have to check that.
I have taken it, sir. This has been deducted in the.
How much capital repayment is in 2022? Where is it?
Capital repayment, it is not there. The capital repayment for 2022 is
that toss you can come back to me. Okay.
Okay, 22, it's about 24.4 million.
4.
Yes.
Interest?
Interest is 9.9 million.
Okay. Right. Very good. Thank you.
Okay,
Subhash.
thank you, sir.
70. Do you all want a break? Do you want a break, or shall we go ahead with all the presentations? I think any of you can take a small break. Only I can't take a break. Right. So now, Lakmali, are you?
Yes, sir. I have emailed you.
Yeah, I saw that coming. A very beautiful hotel project from Lakmali.
Yeah. Shall I start?
Yeah, start.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. The Hotel Singhavalokana Candy will represent a luxury brand within the exclusive hotels of E-Wings Group, managed under the Hill Destination Private Limited as a boutique property, offering 26 keys comprise of 16 rooms and 10 suites. Proposed hotel synonymous with brand of high-level personal service guests receives an extensive range of comprehensive health and wellness offers. From the long-standing partnership of the local and overseas-based travel agents, E-Wings Group anticipates to reach most of the foreign bookings made through their own travel agents. And furthermore, the new brand Singhavalokana is promoted among the online tour operators as a whole to attract the frequent destination seekers in the business travelers. And when we consider about the managing group, Hill Destination Private Limited was one of the holding company and the subsidiary of E-Wings Group and Travels, incorporated in 2017 for this purpose of the construction of this Candy Singhavalokana Hotel at Gurudeniya. And when we consider about the directors, Mr. N.C. Kure and Mr. K.G.V.L. Fernando are the most experienced people over 30-40 years, and the whole directorship of various hotels companies, past executive members of the Tourist Hotels and Association of Sri Lanka. And when considering the E-Wings Group of Travels, E-Wings has long-standing partnership with local and overseas-based travel agents. Most of the foreign bookings are made through the travel agents and promoted among the online tour operators, and diversified their travel and tourism operation into event management, outbound training packages, and tour ticketing, airline reservations, and professional conference organizers. This proposed Candy Singhavalokana Hotel is being developed as an eco-boutique hotel with perfect blending with nature, with the best contemporary luxuries of eco-luxury offers, with across the expanse of 1.9 acres, located at Gurudeniya, Kandy. I have mentioned some pictures. When we considering the strategic importance of the new hotel E-Wings Group, presently E-Wings Group does not operate hotel in Kandy, which is strategically very important tourist destination, which has as important tour itinerary, and majority of foreign tourists visiting Sri Lanka, and considering the central tourist locations who have stopover in Kandy and on their way to visit other places such as Nuwara, Dambulla, Radapula, Porolnaruwa. So E-Wings has leading tour operators in Sri Lanka design the tour itineraries for foreign travelers, maximize the profitability from such tours. Tour operators need to accommodate their travelers in their own hotels. But as Ewings Group doesn't operate hotel in Kandy, presently there is an inherent disadvantage for the group, as they have accommodated their guests on the competitor hotels. Hence, this is strategically significant once the new hotel becomes operational. Even will be able to overcome the limitations and technically beneficial and economically viable for the future returns. I have given the current market situations about the tourism and this pandemic little bit. And when we considering the Sri Lanka reopened tourism in January 2021 under the health protocols involving pre-flights and post-arrivals test coronavirus, tourists could visit a series of designated locations under bio-bubble concept, avoiding the contact with the stay at a number of certified hotels under the promotion called Hello Again in this recent 2021. With the ensuring the safety and security of the first priority of the industry, it is also said that 70 to 80% world population expected to vaccinate by 1222. Developed countries will be achieved well in end of 21, and innovation of the sustainability together the game changer of this severe pandemic, recovery by the pandemic, and consolidate with the national and global innovation ecosystem. And new Hotel Singhavlokana will make a stamp on industry with the new normal era. When we considering the revamping of restanding basic national policy presently publishing by the Sri Lankan Tourism Action Plan, January 2020 to 2023, the people-centric economic and the people-centric Sri Lankan tourism promote the new tourism products as most of the reliable tourism markets under the new normal. They focused on the wellness tourism, rural tourism, agri-tourism, religious and spiritual tourism. Those kind of things are made the significant change with the new pandemic. That's about the market, current market status. I have given the competitive boutique hotels or operators in Kandy, which competitive with this new hotel, that's such as Santani Resort and Spa, Kings Pavilion Kandy, Mountbatten Bungalow, Madhukere, such as those are the competitors for this hotel. When we considering the definition phase of the hotel, once operational will comprise the 16 rooms and 10 suites, altogether 26 keys. Types of rooms, there are 3 types of suites as well as 3 types of rooms. I have mentioned the standard room rate per day. These rooms will be luxury with eco-greenery concept with the superior quality of finishes, furnitures and fittings. Spaces around 40 square meters, could be accommodated 2 double beds for 4 persons. And when thinking about the planning and organizations, Ewings Group assigned the group hotel consultant under the Hill Destination Private Limited to plan this project according to the hotel management requirements. Project infrastructure, schedule budgets and approvals from the relevant authorities such as RDA, CEB, Water Board, Central Environment Authority. Those agreements have signed previously, and this hotel will be managed by the those under the Ewings Group assigned group hotel consultant. And I have given the architecture and the main contractors details. When considering the project cost altogether, it would be 725 million, and the land was acquired by company in 2014, incurring cost of 23 million, and the total development cost excluding the land would be 702 million. As the October 2020, Initial development work construction will executed fully financed by equity, and the total project cost of 725 million will be financed by the proposed capital debt structure of what we are trying to obtain 352 million financial debt capital. Considering about the working capital, the moreover company will finance the working capital requirements by the facility maintenance in inventory such as food, liquor, cleaning, toiletries, general maintenance from the day-to-day business financing, and we are hoping to have utilize the proposed OD facility as well.
Hurry up.
I have given the occupancy rates of the room revenues, 40, 50, 60 rates, and the non-room revenue I have given the calculated based on the room rates, and non-room revenue will be comprised in income restaurant, bar, gymnasium, and conference center such as telephone, laundry, souvenirs, those kind of things. When we considering the feasibility and financial analysis, considering the simple cash flows and the accumulated cash flows, simple payback period calculated as 4 years and 13 days. Considering the equity outflows, total of 373 million, starting from 300 million and the 73 million in 2022, it gives a capital aligned with the current market rate of 7%, AWPLR plus 2%, gives a positive net present value of equity NPV around 163 million. And assuming the discounting factor, IRR rate given as a 19.72. I have calculated those things. Then when considering the debt service capacity, emphasizing the facility viability, we are using the proven positive NPV and favorable IRR with the current market rates, and we are seeking capital finance from debt amounting 352 million within 2 years of grace period, and 252 to 373, 49 to 51 debt equity ratio has considered. And it will give debt fully serviced by the equity. From 2023 onwards, revenue will be generated. It has shown the given favorable DSCR in each year, strengthening the capacity of the servicing proposed debt. I have mentioned the project implementation schedules as well, with the milestones such as acquiring the land and proposals, grand commercial launch, ongoing project and seasonal marketing operations in each year, and the post project inspections and the implementation reviews at each year in the every March in each year. That's all.
Okay. Big proposal. Thank you.
Okay.
One. Right. I think it was. It could have been longer if the letter size was bigger. You see?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And when you go to a bank with this letter size, you have to be careful. If there are bankers like me, old bankers, then they might reject you. They can't read the proposal.
Sorry, sir. I have to be big.
I know you would have made it short to make number of pages.
Yeah.
Now, tour operator to Candy, they are going to do backward integration like thing, is it? This tour operator to having this boutique hotel in Candy?
This is a hypothetical one. I got a proposal with some kind of thing, but majority of I have done.
Okay, very good. You have done a lot of work then, no?
Yeah.
Is the number of keys enough? Now you say because hypothetically they have other places, the hotels,
Yeah.
only 23 rooms.
26 rooms.
26 rooms, yeah. It's 26 also not because I remember 1990s we financed Oasis Hotel in Hambantota, they had 30 rooms. But later they say that is not enough because when the bus comes,
Yeah.
More than 30, so they had a problem. So here,
Because this pandemic situation, I have reduced the number of rooms and everything.
okay. It may be different with this boutique hotel. You don't get buses,
Much. Yeah, that's the thing.
and you have shared latest statistics of tourist arrivals.
Yeah.
Right. And then you are asking for a loan after starting a project. That is, I think, a big risk. No, you said you have started the project in 2020.
21.
21.
21, yeah.
Yeah.
With the equity.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the equity, you start if
Yeah.
in this pandemic situation, if a bank
Yes.
gives you a loan, like
Yeah.
where DFCC, will they give the loan? You don't
Have
know.
to think, no? Have to think.
Have to think, yes.
Right.
You should not start a project
Yeah.
until the financing plan is prepared. Right?
Yeah.
If not, you have a problem because you go, then you have started, you will have to stop midway.
Yes.
Right?
That's the thing.
Then your profit and loss forecast, you are showing 2021, 22, 22, 23, the interest cost, right? I think that is, you have to show the equity and loan also coming in there.
Okay, sir.
Because you can't show only the
Interest.
outflow, cash
Okay.
inflow you have to show, right?
Okay.
If not, how are you going to finance this 44 million into 2021 and 84 million 2022? That you are, based on this, you have to bring in your equity and loan. You have to show that. Okay.
Okay.
So 352 million loan in this juncture, I don't think the banks will agree, but this is the time you have to give a loan.
Yeah.
The industry will pick up something.
Pick up from
Yeah, but the banks
reluctant to do.
when they say some danger, they close shop.
So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll see anyone else ready. Yeah, from the group 3, now Shanaka presented, Gamini, Kulanga, Claudette, and Lakmali. Right? There were 3 others who have given proposals. Nuwan Ekanayaka, Dilani Sisirangani, Prarthana De Silva. Are they there? So looks like they are not there. So we go to the group 1. Group 1, Subhashini just did. Ayanta, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Start presenting. Okay. Paliti, are you there?
Currently is not in today's because of month end.
Okay. So you, both of you gave her to do the work and you came for the lecture.
Me and Subhashini are in different locations, sir. So
Right. Okay.
we had to come. Good evening, everybody. This is the project proposal of ABC Foods Private Limited. I'm the finance manager in ABC Foods Private Limited. First, I will give a brief introduction about our company and what we are engaged in. We have commenced our operation in year 2009 and we are situated in Dillapitiya. We engage in processing of organic and non-organic coconut-based agriculture products such as normal coconut oil, virgin coconut oil, coconut milk, coconut chips, coconut milk powder. Mainly, we cater to export market. Countries such as Australia, New Zealand, USA, Europe, China, and Japan. Our corporate office is based in Australia and operate as a separate legal entity. We have identified 4 areas which we need to develop and expand. So first I will brief you about the 4 areas.
So I can't see you. Okay, you're right. Little dark. It's okay.
We have identified 4 areas which we need to develop and expand. So first I will tell you about the 4 areas. First, we need to set up a rice malt syrup plant in Sri Lanka. The product is currently imported from Pakistan in bulk and repacked to our customers according to their requirement. Currently, there is no rice malt syrup plant in Sri Lanka. Therefore, to make sure smooth supply and to our customer and also to maintain the quality we require to offer our customers, we decided to establish the first ever rice malt syrup plant in Sri Lanka. So that is the one requirement. Second one is to provide coconut milk, and coconut water in Tetra packs.
You're not sharing the presentation with the others.
Sorry. Coconut milk, coconut water, Tetra pack. This is an existing product because the coconut water and milk. So we have some contract with major supermarkets in Australia. This is actually with the new packaging that we need to provide the coconut water and coconut milk to the market because we are giving this to Australia where the internationally accepted range of packaging needs to make. So the ABC Foods as a company, we know the product know-how, the expertise knowledge is already available in our team. Third one is the MCT plant. This is also an existing product which is offered by ABC Food. However, we import it in the semi-raw material stage. MCT oil is an excellent option for most of the athletes and those who are on vegan. And this is a highly increasingly demanded by customers as per the recent trend superfood and keto diet meals. Also already we have contracts in place to supply to Europe, USA and Japan. So this is also an immediate requirement which we need for our 5-year plan. Third one is we call it spray dryer. We have observed an increase in demand for the powdered products for the same products that we offer in liquid form. Especially the MCT oil and the coconut milk in powdered form. These products also fetch a high value in the market with the value addition and attract high margin. So we already have a base buying these products with a source through outside supplier and packed for ABC customers. Therefore, again, these product increases the margin to the ABC Foods, which actually justify the returns of the investment. So these are the 4 product areas, investments that we are looking on our 5-year plan. I will go through the capacity and the location and size. Company has already identified the land to locate these plants. Also, the availability of food material in this area is vital for selecting the location. Another factor for selecting this location is because this location is close to the proximity to Colombo port in delivering the containers and situated nearby our existing team development here. This helps us in sharing the technical expertise and management expertise. We wish to generate a minimum 300 direct employments in the first year and to increase it in years to come. Main input in this material is coconut, which is available in this area, and it is expected to further expand the existing supply chain to collect the volume. Also, this will indirectly support the rice farmers who are not currently having a stable income stream, as we wish to buy 8,500 tons of rice flour in the first year, increasing it to 12,500 tons by the fifth year. So that's about the plant capacity and location and size. I will now tell about the plant concept and machinery. The manufacturing for this new processing facility shall be to minimize waste and pollution achieved through the product in the process design. The concept goes as a green manufacturing and shall be conserving natural resources for future generation. Also, it reduces the cost of production through the introduction of energy efficient systems such as the biofuel energy boilers, and introduces the environmentally friendly equipment as well as optimum utilization of the waste production resources. The factory mainly considered on the eco-friendly concept. One of the many benefits of green manufacturing would be reducing the cost, because in the end, the company may not have to shell out money to remove the waste, because waste has already been eliminated on the first step. About the market, many countries have been using coconut in foods and snacks. However, the fresh coconuts have limited availability as well as shelf life once the shells are being removed. So the dried coconuts in the form of copra have become mass consumption items due to the availability around the years across any country. Having a strong established relationship with the global clientele has made the project more feasible, as the new product also can be exported and sold to our existing clients. ABC company, ABC Foods, with the company, sister company in Australia, XYZ Natural Food Private Limited, has established a wide range of client base in major global markets, and we are very happy to note that our brands are showcased in major supermarket chains across Australia, New Zealand, as well as USA and Canada. Furthermore, we have built a reputation as a leading supplier of food service and industrial users in bulk and intermediate products. I have also given the profit and loss forecast of P&L and the cash flow also. The requirement is to obtain a loan for $6 million. At the current market, we would be also looking to some LCR equivalent amount to pay on 5 years period with a 6 months grace period. So ABC would consider their full viable project with a repayment period for 5 years. Also, ABC Foods is free to embark on other first become in Sri Lanka project, as no other rice malt MCT plant exists in Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ayanta. Right. Now this project is without waste. Is it no waste?
Sorry, sir?
No waste generation in this project. Everything is recycled.
Waste generation, but from the first step onward, we are having a plan to eliminate the waste.
Okay. Then is this an actual company or imaginary company?
This was an actual company.
Okay. So they have one in Sri Lanka, then in Sydney also. They have a sister company in Sydney.
In Australia.
What is MCT?
Sorry?
What do you mean by MCT? I don't know what this MCT plant. What is it manufacturing?
MCT is an oil, sir. It's mostly used by the used for foods on for keto diet meals. This is it's mostly used by the athletes and vegans.
Okay.
And
Like whey protein. It's like some whey protein.
yes.
Stop presenting. Right. Then it's not a vegetable oil, no? Like this vegetable oils we have this problem. This
not a vegetable oil. No, not a vegetable oil.
What is the brand you are saying? Can you disclose the brand?
The company.
Yeah, brand. You say this is a well-known brand in Australia and world. What brand are they going as?
The sister company process XYZ Natural Foods Private Limited.
Yeah, the name of the company brand is like we say we have Coca-Cola, right? Like,
I have not mentioned a brand, sir.
Yeah, just the thing. I'm asking you whether you can disclose. Where is the project cost and financing plan? You have not submitted that project costing.
Project in the cash flow statement onwards, I have mentioned the means of financing.
We learned the project cost and financing that project cost. What is other item for then how are we going to finance? Maybe next time you do it, right? When someone comes with a project proposal, you will ask them what is your project cost and financing. Then year one, you are doing over 5 billion sales revenue.
Yes, because most of the products are existing products that we are having, such as on the MCT oil and the coconut water and the coconut milk. They are mostly all the existing products that we are having. So we are having the market, we are having the contracts also within our hand. So it's a matter of expanding and presenting into the internationally accepted range to the international market.
Okay. Is this with the existing products the turnover or with the new products only?
It's a mix of it.
Then it is not the project. You see, what we learned in the project finance is that existing products can be separate. The new product we take it separately and see whether it is viable. Then in your last page, you are saying term loan, 54 installments, and liability health repayment, moratorium of 6 months. You just mentioned it's a grace period.
It's a grace period. Sorry, it's not a moratorium. It's a grace period.
Yeah, I think all of you bankers these days must be using only moratorium. That's why you would have used it here also.
Yes.
It's a grace period. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Shalindri is not there, no? Shalindri also not there. Let's see, group 2, anyone is there? Group 2, we have, I think Fernie is there. She has to little change her proposal. Imam, are you there? Imam. So we can finish for today. Any questions?
Sir, I'm there. If you're okay, Hassanji. Or can I do it?
No, Hassan, you can do it because you can do it.
So, but were you able to go through mine by any chance? No, obviously I sent.
You just sent just before we started, no?
Yes. Is it okay if I present, sir, or I can do it on Tuesday if time permits?
No, Tuesday we have this guest lecture, so we'll do it. I will go through it while you are making the presentation, and then we'll check that. Yeah. Okay. Better to finish it off. We have 10 minutes. Start.
Right. Okay, just give me a minute.
You are sharing or you want me to share? No, you are sharing, no?
I'm sharing, so I'm trying to share.
Okay. I have not received your proposal.
So I submitted it via Turnitin.
Yeah, Menak has shared it. Yeah.
So I have a problem in sharing the screen.
You are using laptop or?
Laptop, yeah.
What's the problem? Okay, I'll share it.
No, okay, yeah, should be okay. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, where am I? I can't. Yeah.
Is it visible, sir?
No, your presentation is still not visible. You have to now.
Right, now it is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Menak.
Okay. Hi everyone. My proposal is with regards to establishing a 5 megawatt dendro power-based plant in Buttala, Monaragala. Basically, to start off, would like to give a brief introduction into the energy sector of Sri Lanka. Basically, most of our energy is focused on hydropower and thermal power, and now we have moved into coal power. But given the depletion of fossil fuels and the scarcity of hydropower capacity and the environmental effects of the coal power generation, Sri Lanka's long-term generation plan has focused on moving into more renewable energy-based power generation. And in terms of renewable energy, more focus is on wind and solar power. But however, there can be disruptions to wind and solar power as well, based on the season or the climatic changes. Therefore, the proposal is to go into a biomass-based energy production plant where there won't be any issues in terms of sustainable electricity generation. So the National Energy Policy document that was put forward in 2010 has also focused mostly on renewable energy. And these biomass plants also brings in additional benefits in terms of carbon credits, where a company who's engaged in biomass-based energy production can also earn an additional income in terms of selling carbon credits in the market. This is income in addition to the power that is supplied to the grid. So this project is being done by a company called Capital Bond, which is a special purpose company established by two parties, one based in USA and the other in Sri Lanka. The company that is based in USA they've done many projects in terms of renewable energies focused on biomass in India, Tanzania, and many other sub-Saharan Africa areas. So this company also looks at investing 40% of equity into the project as well, in addition to providing their technical and project management capabilities. The site that has been selected is Buttala, Monaragala, and power plant will have a capacity of 5 megawatts. The power plant will be established in an area of closer to 7 hectares. This would be under the small power purchase agreement, and it would be for 20 years at a fixed rate. the power would be provided to the Monragala grid substation, which would then go on to provide the energy to the masses. So I have mentioned water requirements. Before going into the water requirements, the fuel wood that we are using would be Giriseria. The reason why we are using Giriseria is because it has so many benefits in addition to the ability to generate power, because in Monragala area, it is also used as an intercrop with so many other pepper cultivations, as in to support pepper cultivation, and is also used as a fence. So Monragala area has a lot of unused land, is what was determined through a feasibility study that was conducted. And so unused land, there's the ability to grow Gilceria. There is, because you don't need a lot of space to grow this plant as an intercrop in these lands, and this would give the people around the area to earn an extra income as well. And when they know that they can grow, chop the pieces into suitable sizes and sell it to the plant, that would, when they know that they can gain additional income via this, they would actually kind of be able to earn an income on their own. So we are looking at two methods to source the fuel wood. One would be, we would be looking at an outgrower system, where we would be collaborating with the farmer community in the area to supply the fuel wood to us, and we would pay farm gate price of 6.5 rupees per kilogram. That is, sorry, sir?
You say 6.5, normally 6, we call 650 rupees.
Yes, 650 rupees per kilogram. And the other one is, we would also have our own captive supply, just in case if there is some issue with the farmers and we don't get, they don't deliver on time, we would also have a captive supply. By captive supply, what we mean is, again, the lands, we won't be leasing it out, the lands won't be ours, but the lands which are closer to the power plant, we would be helping people to grow, rather the farmers, we would be providing the finance for them to grow the plants, and we would be looking or taking care of the management of the plants as well, so that we have a direct overview of those plants as opposed to the outgrow system, where we don't have direct control. But this captive supply, we have a direct control, because we provide the finance and we help them manage with the technical knowledge that we have. So the type of fuel wood that we require, the moisture has to be around 40 to 50%, because then only the combustion would generate enough energy to produce electricity. So these are like few statistics or the numbers that have been calculated as to how much of how many tons needs to be put into the boilers to produce the required steam. I wouldn't go very much into details, but all that is calculated in detail to show the number of, or rather the quantity of fuel wood that we require as raw material to generate 5 megawatts of energy within a day via the plant. The process we are using is a steam turbine, because based on the price, because of the cost and the efficiency and what is already being used in these sort of plants in the industry, the best method to go by is to use a steam turbine for the entire process. This plant would operate 341 days during the year, and 2 days every month the plant would be shut down for maintenance purposes. So yeah, and then as a byproduct, there would be ash that would be coming out of the plant, which would also be properly disposed of. In terms of risks of the project, risks would be availability of fuel wood, but that, like I said, can be mitigated by having our own captive supply. water shortage is an issue that might arise, but there are certain rivers in the Monragal area that is flowing close by, and there is a new irrigation water project that has been established by the National Water Supply and Drainage Board that we can also make use of. The other problem is delay in receipts of payments, because CEB is our only mode of income, but it is very rare that CEB would delay their payments. The other is labor issues of we might not have the necessary labor in the area, but in an assessment it was found that there were so many people that are looking for jobs in the area, and we can utilize their skills as well. So that's a few of the risks. Timeline: the construction process would take up to 1 year, and because it's a very straightforward process, and the commissioning after 1 year, we can start commissioning of the plant. The plant can be commissioned in 1 year's time. In terms of financials, so we basically incur, this is a summary of the financials. I've done very detailed calculation in terms of cash flows in the proposal. The capital cost would be around 1,525,000. That would include not only the capex but also the initial costs in terms of construction. The debt to equity is 40%. Sorry, it should be
60/40.
It should be 60/40, and the loan duration would be for 15 years. The project is for 20 years. The first 8 years would be, there'll be a tax haven, there won't be any taxes charged. Then for the remaining years, the tax rate would be at 18%. The operating expenditure would be 1.5% of the capital cost. In terms of the weighted average cost of capital, based on the values, it comes to around 11%. Project IRR is slightly better than the WACC, that is around 11.12. Equity IRR is at 14%. NPV is 10,347,000. The payback period of the project is around 8 years. The discounted payback period is around 19 years. So that's basically my presentation, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Hassanji, for the presentation. So I didn't have the proposal with me. I wanted you to go ahead. Right. Now, I have some reservations on this Dendro projects. I think when you have Dendro, that is we say it's renewable energy, but you have to cut, sometimes they might go and cut the forest also to use as a material for the plant, but you say you are going to have your plantations. The plantations should start first. How long it will take to grow this?
It takes 15 months to grow, sir. It takes 15 months to grow.
Yeah, 15 months to grow. You said factory can be done in 1 year. So when you
that is because, sir, there is already now, we have two options. So one, we will be growing our own. Then there are already existing plants in that area that has been grown to the required levels so that they can be cut and used for the project. Yeah. Because Gilceria is used as a supportive plant to grow pepper and beetle and things like that. Okay. So currently there are so many trees, because there are so many pepper plantations in the area, there are enough trees to support the input.
Okay. Yeah, but you have to cut that tree at some level, some months. Yeah. Your water content you were saying, so it should not be before or after that. So at some age you have to cut it, I think. No? Right.
Every 6 months. Every 6 months.
When you cut it grow?
It takes 4 to 6 months because you don't cut the khanda area. You cut only the branches. And it has to have like a 2.5 to 3 meter, I think, diameter size has to be that that big for you to cut and use as fuel wood.
Okay. Now, carbon credits, are they in operation? Because I remember those.
No, sir, it's not in operation. That's the disadvantage. It's not in operation.
A long time back, we were thinking of carbon credits for our projects, but then it is that there's some problem with carbon credits, so that's not in operation.
But sir, you can. I saw in the papers that Dilma has done a Denro project where they have exchanged their carbon credits for some option. It's not that they've gotten any money, but you can exchange it. There is another mechanism.
Okay.
But you don't get any income.
Others who may not know carbon credit is when you develop some renewable energy, that because of that you can get credit. Those days we were trying to get credit as a payment for projects done by Sri Lankans. There was some, so that carbon credit. You can learn from all these presentations made today. You will learn new things. Right? Okay. How many acres you are going to grow? Outgrow how many acres, and direct control how many acres?
2025 hectares of outgrower.
Right.
Input and 1,300 odd, and because there's a certain space that you have to, when you're planting also, you have to consider certain spaces.
Right.
Like you have to have a limit.
So that's a lot of land.
Lot of land.
Yeah. I think you said water storage, water shortage. Yeah, it's a risk. Maybe you can ask that Minister Chamal Rajapaksa to give some water from Singaraj or something. Okay, and you go to a bank with this proposal, loan duration 15 years. I don't think the banks will consider, because if it is not refinance money, the banks don't have matching funds to give for 15 years. Ask the bankers. Bankers, are you going to give this loan to Hassanji? 15 years. No, they are not even speaking. Right. Okay, wait. Then I think Hassanji had calculated weighted average cost of capital. That is used as a discount rate, cost of capital for net present value calculations. I think we studied that. Right. I saw Dilani Sisirangi here. Is she there still? Dilani? No, she has joined and left again. She was supposed to do a presentation. I think we have exceeded time by 10 minutes, and today we will take a break as well. Next Tuesday, that is, I'm in a different room today. I don't have a calendar here. It's the 4th, I think. No? Next Tuesday is
4th of May, sir.
6th, no, 6th, right? 6th. No, not 6th. 4th of May, yeah. 4th of May, Mr. Aravinda Pereira will make the presentation on his experiences in project financing. We can learn, I think, through experiences only you learn in project financing, because you know how to evaluate a project. Even experienced project financiers get caught, because even I was telling that US project, tile project, the 4 banks were in trouble. Then Sampath Bank, Aravind and them used to come and take our loan, wanted to. So if they had taken, they also would have been in trouble, but luckily they could not take it. Right? So everyone can make mistakes, and we were very happy when Sampath Bank was trying to take our loan, but it could not be done, could not be completed. Right? So next Tuesday, don't miss 4th of May, and see you in a new month with a visiting presenter. Good night.